What's going on, guys? In today's video, I'm gonna break down the 5 things I never do across an ad account with my consulting firm. Granted, I have a portfolio of ecom brands under management, and what we do is simply help brands grow and help them build in-house. Too many times I see media buyers, or what's known as button pushers, be so intimate with their ad account that they're so scared of change, or they're scared to change strategy, or they're scared to try new methodologies. When in reality, any ad account strategy doesn't matter if it doesn't grow your profit or if it doesn't grow your bottom line, because that's all that matters. Revenues number, it's a facade, it's a fake number, it doesn't mean anything, right? You could have $1 million in revenue in a single month, but if you're paying $900K in cost of goods, inventory, team members, agency fees, all that, you're hurting your profit, right? And there's no point in you running a business that's automating on or running on very slim margins. With any strategy I bring to the table with our portfolio of brands under management, my North Star is how can I grow our profit month over month. Now, every strategy is going to be different. Every brand's going to be different. You're going to have some brands that are more LTV focused, where they have great first order profit, but they suck at LTV because their product isn't made for subscriptions or frequent purchases. So then the strategy is a bit different, where you have to drop collections every single quarter to capture those sales and launch new products. Whereas if you have other brands where they have great LTV, but their first order profit sucks, that's kind of the strategy that will lead to success, is acquiring brand new customers at a first order profit, right? So I'm saying every brand is different, and as a marketer, you shouldn't stick to one single strategy across the board for every single brand. Every brand is unique, so it requires a unique set of skills to find success to grow that profit margin. With that being said, the 5 things I do not do inside an ad account with my portfolio of brands under management, and we're managing north of 100K a month in ad spend at a bare minimum, right? Especially this Black Friday. The first point of contact is I'm never looking at my ad account 24/7, and I'm gonna be realistic with you. I maybe check into an ad account every 5 to 7 days just to look at where we're at with the campaign structure, but I'm not measuring my success on ROAS. I'm not measuring my success on the click-through rate. I'm not looking at these soft metrics, and I'm not correlating that to success. I'm not looking at MER. I'm just focused on these 4 metrics, which is the cost per purchase, what is our AOV, what is the CPM, and what is the frequency. Those are probably the most important metrics that I need inside a campaign, especially on a creative level, to say, okay, where does each creative fall within the funnel? What kind of creatives do we need to now fill the rest of the funnel, right? I'm not really focused on what specific ad strategy is going to give me to X amount of points in revenue or making my ROAS look good. I'm measuring what does this ad creative drive to the company, and how does this affect other avenues of the business, right? Because realistically, every customer journey is not the same. Somebody that comes across Facebook, they might not purchase right away, but they come across an ad on Google, or they search your business up on Google, and then that was what gets them to convert. Especially you compare a country like the US compared to if you ran ads in other countries in Europe or Eastern Europe like Poland, right? These customer archetypes are more sophisticated, and they're gonna do their research before they make a purchase, or even a bigger purchase. Whereas in America, people are just accustomed to being in debt, right? Just naturally in the economy and just the way America was built. With that being said, I'm never analyzing my ad account 24/7 like most other media buyers do, or if they're spending $10,000 a day. The reason for that is because the way we structure our campaigns, it's set up to run on automation. Because I firmly believe button pushing is the lowest skill set ever, right? Anybody can be a button pusher. Anybody can just sit there and push a button and turn off campaigns. But what drives success is actions outside of setting up specific strategies or pushing buttons. It's better creatives, better offers, better landing pages, these kind of elements to it that's going to grow your funnel. The second thing I never do inside my portfolio brands under management is making decisions on a small enough time frame. Realistically, for every single test, I need to give it at least either 1 or 2 options, at least around $500 to $1,000 in total budget spend before making a decision on what needs to change or what iterations need to be changed. Or I'm letting this run for at least a minimum of 7 to 14 days before I make a huge decision. Because realistically, we have to keep in mind seasonality. What time of the month are you running these ads, and how does that correlate to your business? Because brands that struggle during the winter times are going to see lower success compared to other brands that specialize in, that's their time of year where they make most of their money based off seasonality. So I'm never going to make decisions on a 3, 4, 5 day window. I'm going to expand the timeline and actually respect what type of season are we in, because I'm going to forecast that in and expect either a lower threshold of profit, granted, because the product doesn't fill the needs of seasonality. So that's something to keep in mind. The third thing I never do inside an ad account is make decisions on a daily time frame. I know I covered this briefly, but as you spend more and more dollars at, say, you're doing $5,000 a day in ad spend, $8,000 a day in ad spend, right? It might seem like a lot of money, but you have to keep in mind attribution doesn't really matter, right? What Facebook says is gonna be different what Google says compared to what Triple Whale says inside the third-party attribution model. But what matters is, okay, how consistent does this raise, or how does this campaign affect incremental lift? Because I know if I'm pushing a higher AOV bundle, now my focus is, okay, can I get more consistent sales through the door? So when you come up with a strategy that's bulletproof to increase your profit margin, you're making iterations to the funnel, because your first ad you launch is not going to be successful. Your second ad you're going to launch is not going to be successful. The money is made with the amount of iterations you make to make this single campaign profitable. I cannot tell you how we had one single campaign for one of our recent brands. We pushed a higher AOV bundle, and of course for the first month we're at break even, but we kept split testing and increasing the amount of creative production as these ad spend got higher and higher and higher. And over time, within month 2, we got the cost per purchase down from $47 down to like $29, right? And our AOV was around $75. So we saw a huge shift in profit margin by just making better creatives, better offers, and improving the landing page. So that's kind of the area I would say to focus on, right? You don't want to make decisions on, you don't want to make a huge amount of frequent changes every single day, right? You just want to let the algorithm play out. You want to leverage, if you're running ads on Meta, leverage their machine learning platform. If you're running ads on Google, expand keywords. If you're running ads on TikTok, right? Doing organizing and minimizing the amount of risk you have for failure. The fourth thing I never do across my portfolio of companies under management is daily meetings. I oppose meetings. I don't like meetings. I think it's a waste of time. And in reality, a meeting should probably only take 10-15 minutes, because you're either covering reports on what happened on the previous data, which that could be done with just a Loom video, a quick 5-10 minute Loom video breaking down, okay, here are the results, here are the data points, this is what we need to fix. And then as a byproduct, I think meetings, especially daily meetings, is you're taking away from people's efficiency and how they work. Because I'm not going to say that a creative person should follow structure, right? If that person thrives at and they work at, let's say 8 o'clock, that's where they get the most of their ideas. I'm not going to try to change that person. But granted, I'm like, daily meetings, how does that correlate is when you have daily meetings, you're getting people to show up, but what you're talking about is not going to change over time. Like, what are you going to talk about from today to tomorrow, right? If you sent a Loom video, you covered reports on, okay, this is the data we see in our ad account, here are next steps, this is what we want to test. What else is there more to talk about, right? Because you have no data to kind of compare results. So I think daily meetings in the ecom space is a waste of time, when that could be done with just a Loom report, advice on here are the next steps. Because realistically, you need data points to make a decision. And if you can't make a decision clearly, well then there's not enough data for you to make said decision. So keep that in mind. The fifth thing I never do inside ad accounts with my portfolio of brands under management is I never run cost caps or bid caps or manually bidding. A lot of people say, oh, you should run cost caps. Oh, this is going to tie into our margin. But if I take a step back, when I optimize for cost caps or bid caps or these manual bidding strategies, I am solely saying to my company, I only care what Facebook attribution setting is telling me. I don't care about any other platform. In reality, everything is connected. What you run on Facebook, you're going to get more, as a byproduct, you're going to get more search volume in Google. When you're on Google ads, you're going to get more bottom of the funnel customers, because simply put, people might have came across your ad on Facebook or Instagram. When you run ads on Facebook, Google, ideally you might get more search volume on even YouTube, right? So on and so forth. So all these channels, I use them coherently. I'm not trying to optimize for one single channel to make it look good on paper, because I'm not an agency. I don't need to justify my fees to, okay, look, this is what we got, this is our ROAS for Facebook. In reality, because when I come into companies, I'm there to grow their bottom line. I'm there to grow their profit margin. I'm there to set them up for success for an exit. So what I do is I measure success on, okay, what is our cost per purchase? What is our AOV? What is the split from top of funnel to returning customer? Are we acquiring brand new customers that are profit? If no, we need to create better creatives, landing pages, offers. If we're struggling with retention, right, it's either we need to validate, okay, what is our email SMS strategy? What are the products or what are the downsells we're pushing? Can we build other products, or what is the direct feedback we get from customers that just bought from us? What information are they giving us that we can utilize on the back end? So these are all the factors I look at, and I hope you found this video super valuable from you. If you're interested or you want to download my protocol, feel free to check out scalevelocity.io, where you can book in a time, speak directly with me, and then you can also have access to all of our resources, our case studies, so on and so forth, if you want to integrate that into your business if you're struggling. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one.